Excuse me. 3, 2, 1. Eyes open. Episode number 236 of the Left Hand Labs podcast is live. You see what color the shirt is. Now, I was going to put a jersey on. Know what I mean? It was going to be, it was almost about to be jersey time, but I said, you know what? We're going to hit them with a shirt, wrinkled, live on the live stream. If you watching or if you watch this later, make sure you follow the shop as well as the podcast, or the podcast as well as the shop on all social media at Shop Heirlooms, ShopHeirlooms. Make sure y'all subscribe to the YouTube, know what I mean? Like the video, rate and review the podcast on the iTunes podcast app. I think I did a better job with the lighting today. I'm not even going to hold you. I think I did, but I'm really still not sure. I got to find a way to get the light like all around. It's difficult. This is why people get paid to do jobs like this, because it's not an easy thing, but I'm sure it's not rocket science as well. But it's been very difficult. But you know what's not been, I'm not even going to say it hasn't been difficult. I'm not even going to say it. All I'm going to say is, at this point in time, March the 6th, 2023, I've been a Knicks fan since November 27th, 1989. That's when I was born, right? I've been a Knicks fan since then. And and this is realistic. This is honest, all honesty, no bullshit, none of that. No mentiroso. Ever since maybe 7th grade, I would say. Okay, let's say 7th grade, just to be fair. From 7th grade, what was that? When was 9/11? 2001. Since 2001, I can honestly say, no bullshit, from 2001, I might have missed from 2001 to now, 2023, 22 years, I might have missed less than 100 New York Knicks games on MSG in 22 years combined. I've seen every Knicks team. I watched every game, no matter. We could go back to Mike Sweetney. We can go back to when we had Trevor Ariza. I remember. We can go back to Nate and Zach Randolph and David Lee and Al Harrington, when Al Harrington was our best player. I can go all the way back. Of course, I can go back to when we lost in the finals. I didn't watch every game then. I was a little kid in 1999. I wasn't a little kid, but I wasn't going to the TV and turning, not when Legends of the Hidden Temple, I don't come on that night. I couldn't even stay up that late. Our bedtime was 8 o'clock. For the most part of my schooling, career. But I can honestly say from like 7th grade on, every Knicks game I watched on MSG, every single last one, I've seen every team. This might be, right now, March 6, 2023, the best state the franchise has ever been in. Ever. This might be. Of course, they won championships in the 70s. In my lifetime, even better than the 90s Knicks, in my opinion. That's debatable. My generation from 7th grade on. How about that? From the last finals appearance to now. We're going to talk about it, though. We're going to talk about it. I don't even have to click this, the website joint. It's not even connected to the joint. I don't even have to click this. I don't have to. It's no reason to. It's going to be, the screen going to be here like this the whole time, because we got a lot of shit to talk about. We're going to talk about Emmanuel Quickley. This is the Emmanuel Quickley episode. This is episode 236. Who was the player? Who wear number 36? Can y'all think of somebody that wear number 36? Jerome Bettis, we're number 36. It just happens like this. I just know these things. This was going to be the Jerome Bettis episode. It is no longer the Jerome Bettis episode. It could be nobody but the Manuel Quickley. 38 points, like 8 rebounds, 7 assists, something like that. We got to pay him. Westbrook was leading maybe for 6th man of the year. It might be Manuel Quickley now. We're going to talk about him. RJ Barrett. The Knicks' current win streak. The future. The present. We're going to talk about all of this. You know how the Left Hand Labs podcast go. Now, I mean, we're going to talk about other stuff too, but we got to talk about the Knicks first. Ja Morant, we're going to talk about that because it's definitely sad what's going on with him. And it's silly. And we're going to talk about that. I want to talk about the XFL. I haven't watched yet. But that's mainly what we're going to talk about here. I'm really ready to start talking right now. But of course, I mean, we got to go. We got sponsors. We got to go through the sponsors first and play the intro music. If you ever want to become a sponsor, I mean, make sure you just hit me, little message, I mean, in the DM, I mean, or something like that. Email, everything is all up there, and we can discuss the numbers. I mean, people watch the podcast they listen on the iTunes podcast app, on Soundcloud. I got to put it on all the other podcasting platforms, but then the YouTube is on the way up, and the Twitter is going. It's all going. I mean, watch. So if you want to become a sponsor, just hit me. We'll talk the numbers, and you can be mentioned. Okay, sponsor time. The podcast is sponsored. I got to get a pop filter. It's when I say like peas and shit like that. Pause. We're gonna talk about Bones Jones. It's not really. Look. Siri always trying to do something. I didn't tell you to do nothing. On what? Relax. It's not really much to talk about with Bones Jones, but can't nobody fuck with him really. But that's it. But okay, here we go. This podcast is sponsored by Shop Heirlooms, Premier Vintage Goods and Memorabilia. Excuse me. You can follow the shop as well as the podcast on all social media at Shop Heirlooms, ShopHeirlooms. Listen, I just went on another interview. Got offered the job on the spot. I'm about to be a teacher. This is all stuff that you guys should know if you listen to the pod. The hours of the shop are no longer going to be able to be 12:30 to 7, not until the summertime. Because in the summer, teachers, you don't have work. This is the illest job in the whole world. So I'm going to accept one of these offers soon. I don't know which one. In the meantime, come pull up to the shop. Take advantage of the hours. It's mad wave here. Always going to be mad wave here. And if you can't make it down to the shop, you can always go hit the website, www.shopheirlooms.store. Next day shipping on every order unless you order on Saturday. Post office closed on Sunday, so you got to wait till Monday, you heard. And that is it for the sponsors. Let's go here and let's get the intro music. Search. I should have had it already queued up. I know. Here we go. Intro music. Euro Drew. Shout out to Drew. Always. This is his, basketball on Soundfield. Euro Drew. Here we go. Intro music right here.
I used to roll me a big fine L and watch a whole lot of basketball and Seinfeld. Aside from my fish scale clientele, there are a few things I know as well as basketball and Seinfeld. 40 carat phrases, 40's parrots. Mimic the style, you get embarrassed. Ditch the filthy habits. In a limousine, every limousine covered in some fine fabrics. Still wreaking havoc for them cash that will rob you for your pack. Back when Robert Pack was a maverick who had chicks to give wavy wop. It's not trading cards when I say your shorty gave me tops. Teeth look like chiclets, big and white like Rick Smith's. I'm at my Travis best. The rest is average at best, and this that land bias in its purest form. Word is Bon Jovi, word is Sean. If you don't recognize it, you'll respond. Catch a bigger bullet than George Marathon. Ric Flair with the chops. And they thought he's gonna flop. Finally back on the top. I already made it to the finals playing with Sagana Job.
Still serve you that Will Perdue, you heard? Hold back to me. Bam. Now, I'm sure it's Sunday. Everybody was in the crib. Everybody's been seeing for the past 9 games since the All-Star break. Really? Has it been since the All-Star break? Or did we lose coming out of the All-Star? I think it's been since the All-Star break. We haven't lost. Or if we did, we haven't lost in 9 games. I know that much. That's that much I can say. And the reason why is because the New York Knicks were, I want to word this carefully because I got to say the right thing. I got to give the right praises out. All praises got to be due. The New York Knicks were diligent, were steadfast, were patient. Words that you would not associate with the New York Knicks. Leon Rose, he could have, and I'm not going to hold you. We're doing amazing right now. I still wouldn't have been mad if we would have gave up whatever we had to get Donovan Mitchell and pair him with as long as we kept Julius Randle, Jalen Brunson, Julius Randle. If we would have had to trade RJ, Quickley, and Grimes, that was impossible. We couldn't have done that. And Obi, couldn't have done that. But if we would have traded Quickley, Obi, Grimes, or something like that, I might have been saying, I would have been fine with that. Fuck it. They could go. Let me get Donovan Mitchell. I'm not going to hold you. I would have been fine with that. I would have been just fine with that. That wouldn't have been bad. But we didn't throw everything away to trade up and get Jaden Ivey, something that I was highly upset about. Highly upset. I was wrong. Jalen Brunson is clearly going to be better than Jaden Ivey for the foreseeable future. Unless Ivy take like a crazy, crazy leap. Know what I mean? Pause. I hope the sound is good and it's not static. It wasn't no static when I tested. But Jalen Brunson is better than Jaden Ivey. Jalen Brunson is better than DeJounte Murray, who I really, really, really wanted us to trade whatever to get him. We're good. We have draft picks still. Picks that, I'm going to keep it G real. I don't like the picks. All the ones from the Pistons and all this silly shit, the future ones, it's people we could have drafted. We could have drafted Jalen Williams. It's people we could have drafted in his path, but we traded out. I don't like, Leon Rose ain't perfect, but he's done things like not throw everything away like we've done in the past and give up everything for nothing. We made a trade to go get Josh Hart. You got to give Leon Rose credit for that. Josh Hart fit, immediately in with the team. Like, he is an integral part of our team. Way better than what we traded away Cam Reddish. We didn't even let Cam Reddish play. And I think Josh Hart is playing better than Cam Reddish did. Tibbs didn't like him, but whatever. Another thing, competent coaching. Tibbs, hey, what can I say about, I can't say nothing bad about Tibbs no more. I can't. I wanted him to go. I wanted him to get fired because he wasn't playing people the way I wanted. And listen, everything is what can we say? Julius Randle is an all NBA talent. Every game, he is better than Jalen Brunson. So like, while I feel like Jalen Brunson should have been an all-star, he couldn't have been in over Julius. You know what I'm saying? He's not better than him. Julius Randle was an all NBA player. We all thought it was a fluke. We all thought Julius Randle wasn't. Well, not. I did at one point, but then I came back and apologized. I wanted to play. I remember doing the episode. I apologized, Julius Randle. Everybody else is ass. You're the only person that's tough. I remember making the podcast, and I haven't hated on him really since. You know what I mean? I was with like, yo, look, we gotta let Obi play because Obi was wilding at the end of the season last year. But whatever the case may be, we got Julius Randle. Our future is bright. Beyond bright. And everybody that we have on our team that contributed to this game that we all saw at what time did it come on? 7 o'clock? 7 o'clock on a Sunday, which is 1:41 in the morning currently while I'm recording this. I didn't see The Last of Us yet. I'm definitely going to go watch that after I do I stay up late. That's what I do, you heard? But I'm going to watch Last of Us and play Pokemon Violet. I don't know why, but I love that game now. I didn't like Scarlet and Violet at first. I beat the shit out of Scarlet, and I said, you know what? I want those Future Paradox Pokemon. So I bought Violet, and I'm starting over in that. I just beat Scarlet like a couple days ago. Like it don't matter. That's how much fun it is. I never did that before. Like I never bought Ruby, then bought Sapphire, and said I got to beat it all over again. But I'm having fun. Whatever. I'm trying to find shinies. But I'm going to watch Last of Us. But we all saw the games. We all saw the game. Let me look in the chat. Nothing. Just checking. You see, I got it fixed, right? Last episode, I don't know what was wrong. Emmanuel Quickley. All the players that did damage. Emmanuel Quickley. Quentin Grimes didn't have a good game, but he plays defense. His impact on the game is what he does on defense. He can try to guard Jaylen Brown and Tatum. He tried, but he wasn't really successful. Jaylen Brown got the N1 on him that tied the game late. Yo, every game is like this. But look, Mitchell Robinson. Now, it doesn't show up in the stats, the impact that he has on defense and on rebounding sometimes, or just taking up space and being ferocious. Some stuff don't show up. Mitchell Robinson, and this is a player we developed. We drafted and developed everybody that we have on our team, basically, almost. This is stuff that never happens in New York, people. RJ had like 29 and 11. He always played great against Boston for some reason. If he steps it up and he starts playing well, that's RJ, Brunson, Julius. You know what you're getting from them two. Quickley, if he can consistently come in and do damage like this, son, the sky is the limit, son. Why can't we beat Cleveland if we say that's the 4-5 matchup? Why can't we beat Cleveland and then go and beat? Are we gonna have to play Milwaukee or Philly? Probably Philly next, or Boston. Imagine we play Boston in the second round of the playoffs. Well, if we get past the first and we make it to the second, we gotta play Boston. We can't beat them in 7 games? You really don't think so? I don't know. I think we can. And then who says what when if the Knicks make it to the Eastern Conference Finals? Who says what then? I'm just saying, this whole 9-game win streak. But today, let's talk about today. Emmanuel Quickley. Jalen Brunson was out against the Heat when Julius Randle smacked the game-winning 3. When Jimmy Butler and them was fouling them, we was up that game too. Jalen Brunson got hurt in that game. He left, and then he came back. Julius smacked the 3. I was going crazy. That video was hilarious. I watched it back, was listening to myself. It was funny, in my opinion. So Quickley is playing. Big minutes, 50-something minutes. Of course, it went to double overtime. He was whipping their ass. Emmanuel Quickley is the 6th man of the year. Who else are you going to give it to? Pause. Who else is 6th man of the year? Who else is deserving? It was Westbrook before him. I think Westbrook was on pace. If the Lakers would have kept him, you got to give it. This son Quickley going crazy, son. It's insane. He has to get paid this summer. Now it's unfortunate that Obi. We were gonna come to the precipice, but we had to choose between Quickley and Obi. Clearly, we got to pick Quickley and trade Obi. We have to. Like, this goes without say. We got to be. I don't know if the time to trade Obi was before. I don't know how it's gonna go, because if he's unrestricted and we don't offer him an offer, or if he turns it down, he's gonna be restricted. I don't know what the case is, but clearly Obi is not gonna be here. What does he do? He can't do nothing for us. Quickley is who we need, and I feel like in the playoffs he's gonna have a game like he had today in the playoffs. Why not? Because Tibbs will sit R.J. Barrett the fuck down. He will say, RJ, you got to have a seat, Pete. And we will have Quickley in the game. We'll have Josh Hart trying to close the game out. We don't mess around. You feel what I'm saying? And it's a sight to see. It's a sight to see. I'm very proud to be a New York Knicks fan. And I feel like the sky is the limit. For the first time in a long, long time. Because as a Knicks fan, when your team is not really, illing like that, you gotta find hope. You always like what's it called? A shortcut or not shortcut, like a secret technique I use in life. To make every day like amazing for me is I always give myself something to look forward to. Just like I'm looking forward to going to watch The Last of Us, or I'm looking forward to going to play the game, or I'm looking forward to hooping on this day, or I'm looking forward to this game coming on TV. I think maybe that's why I love fantasy basketball and football so much and shit like that, because you give yourself something to look forward to every day. So as a Knicks fan, I will always look at what we had and say, we could do this, we can do that. Maybe this player is this, maybe this player is that. You feel me? I'm used to trying to find hope in what we got, but I really feel like this time things are scary for the rest of the NBA, and not for us, for the rest of the NBA. And speaking of the rest of the NBA, Ja Morant, Cousin Gary, a.k.a. #RussGang, he called me during the Knicks Celtics game. I wish I had him on the podcast. What I'm gonna do, you see the number up there, I'm gonna get him on Zoom one of these days. I'm gonna sit down with him and I'm gonna get him on Zoom so he can call in and then we can have the podcast like that. Excuse me. I feel like my nose is stuffy. A little stuffy, that's all. I can feel it. I don't know if it sounds like it, but I know my nose feel hella stuffy. But he called me, he like, yo, Ja Morant might be done up for, he was carrying straps and flying straps state to state. Okay, look, check this out. I'm going to break this Ja Morant situation down the way I see it. Now, from what I've seen, I don't know Ja Morant. I know he from North Carolina, right? Him and Zion, or South Carolina. They from the same place. They played on the same AAU team, right? From my experience, or from what I see, not experience, from my observations, from what I see of Ja Morant, his dad is with him at every game, illin'. He said his dad raised him up, type shit. Like he had his dad, he had both his parents in his house growing up. He could be from the hood. A lot of people, are saying a lot of different things, but never lived in nobody hood or nothing like that. Like I'm gonna put myself in this in this equation, because I've seen like people like Ja Morant. I've seen them plenty of time. Like I said, I don't know if he's from the hood, but I've seen people from the hood. I'm from the hood. I'm from North Newark, down the hill, Park Ave, right off of Park Ave type shit. And I went to St. Benedict's Prep, one of the best high schools in like the world. I'm from where nobody else really in my neighborhood go to schools like that. None of my friends or family that I was around over here, really, not really. I went to private school my whole joint, but I always lived in the hood because my mom owns our house. My grandfather left the house to my mom when he passed, so she didn't have to pay a mortgage or nothing like that. This is her house. You feel what I'm saying? So financially, what's better than, of course she could have bought a house someplace else or sold this and moved someplace else. My mom, a retired teacher, 37 and a half years. She made really, really good bread, where her by herself she paid for all her kids to go to private school and college and shit like that. But you got, sometimes you'll have people that live in the hood that come from a good family where you're not suffering from the consequences of, the systemic oppression, from black people in that sense, where at least you got a good solid family in the house. Ja Morant got what nobody I know had. Both parents in the crib, supportive, working them out and shit like that, trying to get them right for basketball. They got him to the league. He does not, to me, seem like a hood kid. And when I say hood, you know what? I don't even want to say hood kid, because you could be from the hood and not be no goon or nothing like that. So I don't want to say hood. He don't seem like nobody that's running around with no guns and shit like that. Like the dummies. I've got plenty of friends dead or in jail. Know what I mean, that was dummies. That was like, oh yeah, let's go fuck around with these guns. You heard? Like that was fun to them. Like, oh yeah, we gotta. I mean, let's go get a strap. Let's go rob. I mean, let's go steal V's. Let's do all sorts of silly shit. But I never was with none of it. But I'm saying I know people like that. Even people like that were good athletes. Not to the Ja Morant level, of course, but like where they hooped, they whatever the case may be. I know people like that. He don't seem like one of them people. Now, could he be trying to be one? Like I said, I don't know where he's from. He could be from, all right, let's get this. I'm going to give a great example. You got people that are from Montclair, West Orange. Like, their parents did the right thing. They got them out of the hood. They put them in pilgrim communities. I mean, where you could walk outside, you could leave your door open. Everything is green papes. I mean, where they live at is American the American dream type shit. But you got kids from there that they want to be like they from where people like me from. They like it's some type of mental illness or something like that. Nobody from where we from look at y'all, no matter how you pretend to act or anything like that. You could be 100% not even acting, but nobody's gonna look at you and take you seriously as that kind of person. You feel what I'm saying? Because of where you from and where you grew up and what's around you. You feel what I'm saying? You gotta look at the reality of shit. To live in certain towns, the taxes is through the fucking roof, and you living in a crib. You're not living in public affordable housing in these towns. You living in a nice house. Your people's got money and they paying the taxes to live there. Most likely that take two incomes most of the time to pay the mortgage and taxes in these white neighborhoods. You got both parents. You got. I mean, you not from no place where is dangerous and deadly outside. You feel what I'm saying? So nobody even look at you or feel threatened or any sort of way. And but there's people from there that pretend, and they think that. And I mean, they think that I guess they try to pull that there, and that becomes their image. You feel what I'm saying? Maybe like I said, I gotta find out where he's from. I don't know the South. I don't know everywhere country. Well, I think he's from like South Kakalaki. That's what they call it. I don't know what going on down there. I don't be looking at places like that when we drive through there as impoverished places. It just seems like the country. Like you see fucking slave cotton fields and slave houses and shit like that. I don't like being down in the South, and that's what people living with. But I just don't know, son. Somebody got to talk to Ja Morant, though. He punched a 17-year-old in the face type shit. He pulled the strap out on him. What is he doing? Does anybody know? Remember when Steve Francis was talking crazy and Steven Jackson punched him in the face type shit at the club? Somebody got to do that to Ja Morant. This is what's going to fix him. Or it's going to make or break him. He got to get into an altercation with somebody in the game, and they got to punch him in the face. Like Rondo, I wish Rondo was still here. Rondo would have been like, all right, watch this. When Rondo would have matched up against him, he'd have been like, what you carrying a strap for, pussy? He would have said that to him while he was guarding him or something like that. And if he would have jumped back, he would have punched him in the face type shit. And then we would have seen, it would have humbled him a little bit. His pops at the game, his dad. Why is nobody telling him to relax, son, to take it easy? I just don't understand. I don't know. I don't understand. He's suspended indefinitely. He talking about he got to seek help. Is it lagging or is it good? He talking about he got to seek help. This shit is getting outrageous, son. It's getting outrageous. Ja Morant, You heard it from the Left Hand Layers podcast. Knock that shit off, son. You in the league. You tough. Nike about to give you them shoes. Your shits ain't even come out yet. You bugging, son. What you doing? Why he think it's cool to carry it around? What he need to carry around a strap for? Everybody that see Ja Morant is going to shake his hand and say, yo, what's good, Ja? Nobody's trying. What situations is he in? Or what friends do we have around him? Sometimes people are dumb, son. I went to St. Benedict's Prep. A lot of people from my high school went high D1. A lot of athletes sometimes are stupid, son. God give stupid people like the athletic ability. The universe say, all right, I mean, if you dumb, I'm going to make you be a genius in this way. Because everybody a genius in their own right. You feel what I'm saying? He could just be dumb. It could be his friends. And he's dumb if he's keeping people around. I just don't know, son. I don't know. My headphones keep sliding off. I'm almost finished paying off my new MacBook. I'm definitely going to buy some headphones, some new headphones on my Best Buy card. But yeah. If you made it this far, shout out to you for listening. Shout out to me for keeping you entertained. Episode number 236 of the Left Hand Labs podcast. Hold on. Let's go on Twitter and let's look at the Jason Burke tweet of the week. Go follow the podcast and the shop on Twitter. I'll be tweeting out some shit. I was bugging during the game. Look at Jay Burke always putting OnlyFans links and shit like that up. He's a savage, son. He love it. He love that shit. But okay, here we go. A passenger on an American Airlines flight urinated on another passenger and was arrested for it. Even if the bathrooms are occupied and you have to go there, is no excuse, and at least urinate in a bottle when no one can see. Okay. I am not in Twitter Spaces anymore because I outgrew them, and there are too many other activities I would rather do that are more productive. My boy Jay Burke said, fuck it, he done. He done with Twitter Spaces. Well, I mean, hey, that's life. Sometimes that's what happens. Okay, here we go. Back to me. Episode number 236, the Manuel Quickley episode. Make sure y'all rate and review on the iTunes podcast app. Subscribe to the YouTube. Everything. It don't take nothing to support the podcast. I love doing this. I'm gonna keep doing it. Come through to the shop 12:30 to 7. Till next week, we out of here.